You know that sound, right? Okay. Here we are. Here we go. It's been a few months. Sorry about that. Life gets in the way. Had bills to pay, the electricity, etc., etc. You know, a few grand out the door here and there. But anyway, we're back. We're back. Oh, we are so back, baby. We are so back. So, what's under the velvet cloth today, Rich? Well, we have a treat especial for you all. Let's take a look, shall we? Shazam! Ooh, look at that. What do we have here? Okay, so there's actually quite a bit to unpack here. So for the first time, I've made notes. Not a script, but some notes. Okay, so the mic itself. This is a Microtech Gefell UM92.1S, but minus the .1S. And I'll get back to that later. Okay? So, this is made by Microtech Gefell in Germany. All right. This particular microphone was made in the year 2000. So it's now 25 years old. And somehow it made its way all the way to Slovakia, which is where I bought it from. Right? It is still in immaculate condition. Oh yes, immaculate condition. Some little blemishes on the outside, scuffs, you know, the aging of the coating. But in terms of the capsule, before I bought it, I received up close and personal. Oh, there we go. There's the gleaming. Oh yeah, that gleaming. I received up close and personal photographs of the microphone taken apart, disassembled, and both sides of the capsule are immaculate. As good as new, mirror finish. Okay, so what is a UM92.1S? Well, a UM92.1S is the true progeny of the Telefunken U47. What? Oh yeah. This is the real deal, okay? The capsule in this thing is the real Neumann / Telefunken M7 PVC capsule. Gold sputtered, obviously, which is still being made to this day in the original factory by the original manufacturer. I could buy one of these new today from musicstore.de or wherever with a brand new one made in the last few months. Okay? But it is still made by the same company that made the original M7 capsules for the original U47s. Well, what company would that be? Rich? Surely that would be Neumann. No, not in fact. Microtech Gefell is in fact the original Neumann company. Okay? The original company, founded by George Neumann and Co. in 1928 in Berlin, was moved from Berlin to the town of Gefell, approximately 300 kilometers southwest of Berlin, in the province of Thuringia, in 1943 due to the bombing of Berlin, right? Okay. So the original company moved from Berlin to Gefell, 300 kilometers away, right? The modern Neumann company that we know today was only established in 1947. See that? 1947. And it was actually set up as essentially a service center for existing Neumann mics being made in Gefell, right? So, this has a real deal originale M7 capsule made by the original Neumann company in its original factory in Gefell, which was made in the year 2000. But this microphone has been modified, okay? About 20 years ago, roughly, thereabouts, a dude called Oliver Arcut. Here's a bit about him, all right? He runs a company called AMI/Tab Funkenwerk, right? This dude used to work for Telefunken in Germany. And when they were throwing out a bunch of the old documentation, the old schematics and shit for their classic gear, such as the V series, the V72, V76, etc., valve mic amps / preamps, and their old classic microphones, he asked his boss, "Oh hey, could I hang on to a few of those schematics and drawings instead of throwing them in a dumpster, a skip?" And his boss was like, "Yeah, okay." So he took them and he studied them. So Oliver Arcut is, and has been for 2 or 3 decades now, has been known as a world-renowned expert on classic Telefunken gear, including the mics. So about 20 years ago, roughly, he came up with a suggested modification of the circuit, as in the internal circuit in this valve microphone. He came up with a suggestion to modify the circuit in order to remove from circuit the electromagnetic interference filter, which was insisted upon, and Gefell were forced to add by European regulators after the reunification of Germany, right? In order to, because Thuringia, the town of Gefell in Thuringia, was in the GDR, in East Germany, okay? So when Germany was reunified in the early 90s, and they wanted to make and sell the UM92 in the European market, the European regulators insisted on a modification to add extra filtration for electromagnetic interference. Now, Oliver Arcut, the expert, argued some 15 or 20 years later that that extra filtration circuit, it kind of chokes off the sound of the mic, especially in the high end, the high frequencies. So he proposed a circuit modification to remove from circuit that filtration, which, you know, this was all happening on audio nerd forums on the internet, right? Like hardcore audio nerd forums, which none of you will have ever heard of. But I was reading this shit 15 years ago, right? So this mic has already had that modification done inside and up to a professional standard. I've seen high-res photographs of the circuit board and the modification. Well done. Nice soldering up to a professional standard, okay? So it's going to open her up in the high end. Now, next, the PSU. This is not the standard PSU, which comes with the UM92.1S when you buy it from Gefell. It's not at all. This is a one-off, one-of-a-kind PSU. made specially for this mic in 2023 by a tech in Slovakia. Okay, check out the build quality. Look at that. Hex head screws. Holding in your nitric connectors. Oh yeah, right. Check this out, right? Oh yeah, the original PSU for the UM92.1S, if I bought one now today, which would cost me 3,300 euros, by the way, to buy a brand new one today, 3,300 euros for a brand new one with the original PSU today, available in stock, right? That has 3 selectable polar patterns on the PSU: figure of 8, omni, and cardioid. This thing has 11 switchable patterns. Check that shit out, right? The quality of the metal work. Look at that, folded over steel. Lovely, folded over here, folded over there. Check this out, right? Felt pads on the bottom. Not shitty, cheap ass rubber feet, felt pads. All right, look at this. Intended for Gefell UM92. He left out the .1S because this is a UM92, not a .1S. Look at this, man. Okay. Serial number 0001. And it's the only one as far as I know. Check out the sound of this fucking switch. Oof! That is a very nice, not cheap, stiff, chunky toggle switch. Oh. Now I haven't plugged it. Oh, and a real leather strap. Look at that shit, man. Now I haven't plugged this in yet. I haven't even switched it on yet, but I mean, fuck me, man. There's a big fat transformer in there, loads of big caps. Lovely jubby. This is a fucking serious piece of kit, right? So anyway, about a month ago, I was just, looking around at mics, what's on Amazon, what's on eBay, and I spotted this thing, all right? And I was like, damn, god damn, all right? So I put in a bid, and then I was like, shit, man, look, I don't have the money. And the dude who sold me this was so sound that he was like, I'll wait a month until you get your next paycheck, and then you can pay me. That sound. This fucking thing, right? This fucking thing is going to sound so good. It'll blow your goddamn socks off. All right? Original, handmade, in Germany, Gefell in Thuringia, the original Neumann factory in the year 2000. And it's fucking immaculate. It's still, look, it's a mirror, right? Modified with Oliver Arquette's circuit modification, all right, to open her up, and a custom power supply. A serious fucking custom power supply. This thing is, oh man. What did I pay for it? 2.5 grand. Okay. Game on. Oh yeah! Shazam! Mo Shazam for your shekel. That's right. Believe.